LS training videos or war training videos. There are training videos that were done for the British or the United Kingdom that were basically for for the service bureau or the services people, the people that would be pulling the tanks out of the mud and pulling the equipment out of stuck places. Like I say, if you go on tundra or go into or try and fight a war in Russia, you're going to get stuck. It's only a matter of time. Crossing Russia or crossing many countries, even sand, can be a nightmare. And in often cases, a lot of tanks get stuck, which would mean basically that people have to go pull them out with other vehicles that oftentimes get stuck as well. So anyway, so I developed or had filmed lots of training videos because, well, there was one engagement where it showed that my people were vastly unprepared for the situation and could not pull any of the tanks out of the mud or anything like that. They needed an upgrade. So they ran around kind of like chickens with their head cut off to some extent. So I decided to start making training videos that would show them how to properly pull things. And then we kind of got our butt kicked again. Not really totally. I mean, we just had a couple skirmishes, as they say. And it showed that our equipment was too complicated and too hard to do, and it was impossible to use in a combat situation. So, a serious reworking, as they would say. Like I say, I love my British. They are amazing and awesome and incredibly technical. Just the British became, well, the Germans trained the British, and the British trained others. Also the Chinese or Japanese. Anyway, though, like I say, I've been doing war for a long time. Combat vehicles, horse and cavalry, all that stuff. LS. Lucifer Star. Actually, like I say, it doesn't come under the term of LS. It came under the term of LC, or Lucifer Combat, basically, which actually led to the LCV, or Lucifer Light Combat Vehicle, or Light Combat Vehicle. Sorry, that'd be LL. Anyway, though, LCV, or Light Combat Vehicle, or Lucifer Combat Vehicle. I kind of used the way my name kind of meant many different things all at the same time. I thought it was kind of cool. And besides, I kind of created the English language, so I just kind of put it in there, you might say. Anyway, so with that, I created lots of training videos. And then eventually, later on, I changed my name to Brian and created Britain, or Bryantown, or Bryanish. As I was doing it along, I was like, well, I want it to be like this, at least a little bit like me. So they started doing some things a little bit more like, Brian. So, well, I'm Lucifer, LC, or LS and LC, and also Brian. So most things, that's why my initials are just better to be all, because I was very, very, very a part of civilization. Although, like I say, at first I did lead the black community and brown community, but over time, well, they turned their back on me and were actually trying to kill me and my other races. Mostly, like I say, the Germans and the English, and also the Japanese and Chinese, which I adored and cared a great deal about because they were young and innocent, and they worked very, 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 be a good part of civilization and be like good children to me and the others. And they were relatively innocent in everything, and they have done the best that they could to make amends and do everything else. Like I say, one of the better civilizations has actually been the Chinese and Japanese, or Japanese. They have played a very vital role and were very good at building and worked very, very, very long and very, very hard to earn their place in civilization and to repay any debt that they might have incurred. And I am very, 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 very proud of them, like I say. I was proud of Germany, though, too. Germany did great things as well. And so did Britain, to some extent. like I say, we were attacked by the black community. I guess it's easier to see prejudiced and to be prejudiced when you are actually a different color, but for some reason they chose to not be a part of us or be with us at all, and in fact decided to enslave us or kill us all off. And anyway, so at a certain point in time, basically the black leader pretty much, well, he wrote me off as basically dead or dying or soon to die, and thought that basically he could take over the world and destroy everything or everyone. Anyway, they considered themselves kings and were driving around like they owned the place. So anyway, and then I guess they were part of the nuking and the carpet bombing and everything else, along with JFK and John McCain and some others. And Nixon. So anyway, and Roosevelt was also equally bad. So anyway, I guess. Like I say, I don't really know because so much has happened and so many bad things happened. But my trading videos lived on, and as you can see, I did lots of trading videos so people could pull my tanks and my other vehicles out of the mud. And some of them were needlessly complicated and took too long to actually use and could not be used in a combat situation. And we had to rework them, as they say, and redo them. So, which Britain and my other services actually did do that, and then remade videos for that kind of stuff. And also gave people, and also trained crews properly. Like I say, wartime, or just even getting, or just even moving tanks across a frozen tundra or anything can be a real issue. And unfortunately, in a lot of the things I did, I was finding myself in combat or facing combat situations. And so were my people. So anyway, that's what the deal was with the old military combat things. And there's lots of things like the War Ministry of Mines or whatever, or Ministry of Mining. It's because I basically owned all of Europe, and even Africa and Russia and China, and I owned this whole planet, basically, at one point in time. Well, I mean, I created the sun and the earth, but anyway. But besides that, I was leading the people and also keeping my good life forms alive. Anyway, like I say, it's a very nice planet, and I wanted to keep it that way, and I had many, many, many groups that were working with me, working under me, and that's why there's so many stars and stripes and stars, and also eagles around everywhere. I like to commemorate my different services, as my name is Lusifer Star, LS, and I invented flight, so eagles and stars. Anyway, that's what that all has to do with, and I named America myself. I invented the word. I also invented the word gold, but anyway, and California. So, and I named quite a few other places. So anyway, some of my places are like Romania. I played a big part in there. I've basically built or led people all over this world at one point in time or not. Technically, everyone has been a part of my companies. Like everyone's worked for me at one point or another. And I appreciated their efforts and their labor and wanted them protected. So anyway.